Hi everyone, it's Debbie with Book and Bujo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Let's go through all of the planners I will be using in 2026. All right, my planner lineup for 2026. Let's start with the miscellaneous planners that I either use every day or I use once a week or once a month or when I feel like it. Those ones. So firstly, one that's going to be kind of new. I have slowly started it. I've done a couple of pages. It needs a lot of work. And I'm actually thinking one of the ring or disc planners would probably work better, but this is what I have. So this is what I'm going to use for now. And this one is from Archer and Olive, and it's the vegan leather. And it's one that I got in a mystery box that I had ordered. And it's in the B6 size, I believe. I think it's the B6, and it's very cute, nice and shiny, but this is going to be my series tracker planner. And yeah, haven't done a whole lot with it. I do have some stuff penciled in that I want to do, and I will probably show that at some point when I do one of my plan with me's for my bullet journal or reading journal. I'll probably pull this out and show you that, but I have started already putting in some of the series that I've been reading and how many books, what the books in the series are, and if I've read them or not, the ones I still need to read. But it's all, for the most part, still somewhat in pencil. I do have a few more in here. And yeah, I've started a few, but that's about it. So I need to get working on that one. But I still think it would be nice to have them in alphabetical order, which is where a disc or a ring planner would work. So that's a thought for future Debbie. Another one I have is my 5-year diary. I am happy to say that I have been keeping up with it and been writing in it every single day. You don't have to write a lot. It's just this a short little space, and then next year will be this little section here. But I have kept up with it every day, which is great. And even when I was on vacation, I didn't bring this with me, but I did bring my travel journal with me, and I wrote in my travel journal all the stuff I wanted to put in here, so then I just transferred it over when I got home. And I have these cute little pen clips that clip to the front or the side of your journal, and then you can keep your pen with you as well. And I find that it works very nice up at the top and stays out of my way instead of having it on the side. I feel like I end up pushing it out of the way when I'm carrying other things along with this. So I like it up the top, but you can do it however you want. But I have like this one, and this one is the Midori one, in case you're wondering. And if I can find all of these, I will link them down below for you. And then I have my morning pages, which is just a cheesy, normal, everyday notebook. And I call it my morning pages. I started this as like the actual morning pages. In the morning, I will pull this out and I will write down my Bible verse of the month and then 3 other Bible verses from the year. So I have a Bible verse each month, and we'll say I start with November, and then the next one will be my verse of the year, my verse from January, my verse from February. The next day I will do my verse from January, February, March. The next day will be February, March, April. And so I continually refresh all of the verses from the month in my mind each day when I write in my journal. And then from there, I do some sort of prayer, and then I put in an affirmation and kind of an intention for the day. And then anything else that may be on my mind, I put in there. So I still call it my morning pages, but it's not anything like the actual morning pages. So yeah, my morning journal, that's what this one is. And then I do love this notebook. And again, I have another one of these pen loops that I have at the top. And the other 2 pens that I use, I could put another one on the side, but they have clips on them, so I just clip them to the page. But this one, I do love this journal. This is the second one I've had, and this one has over 300 pages in it. It's 304 or something. Let's see. They actually have page numbers. 316 pages. And the paper is so smooth. It's just a joy to write, especially with my fountain pens on here. So nice. But it's a nice little cream color, and the lines, they're not actually lines, they're little dots. I don't know if you can even tell, but each of the lines, it's tiny little dots all next to each other, which create a line, which is kind of fun. I do like that. And then there's a spot for the date up at the top and on each side of the page. And this is my morning devotionals. And so I have, each tab is the different month. And so I started this in November of last year, and I'm only about this far into it. So this will last me for another year or two. And it was kind of nice. It came with these little index notes. It does have a little sticky on this side, but the little tabs that were on them, I've just been cutting those off and putting them as my tabs here. And I get, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, maybe even 4 or 5 days per page of my little devos. I usually find some kind of devotional that's on YouVersion, and I'll go through each days. And if I find something that is interesting that I want to write down, then I put that in here. So like this one, I have partial day, a full day, and a partial day, which carries on over here. So sometimes I have a lot to write. Sometimes I don't have anything at all to write. But yeah, if there's something that stands out to me in that devotional, I will put that in here. And sometimes I'll do a little extra prayer time in writing it in my journal. Sometimes I don't, and just have it in my head throughout the day. But that is what this one is. Every year I go through the Bible in 1 year. So in the morning, I will listen to whatever chapters are for that particular day. And then I will do my morning devotionals. And then in the evening, I will do an evening devotional, and that's what this one is. And I have this little pen holder, which is kind of nice. It just clips onto one of the pages, and then you can fit 2, 3 pens in here depending on the size. So I could easily fit one of those little like Staedtler Trice Plus fine liners in here. That would fit along with these 2, but I can get my fountain pen in here and a little marker. And this one also, I just started this month. So I started it for November this year, and I just have a couple of them in here so far. So sometimes I have, depending on the devotional, I may not have anything to write. Other times I may have quite a bit to write. And then I have the rest of this one. So I usually use a couple of them because I just use whatever random notebook I have lying around. I'm amazed I still have any after all the ones that I've used. But this one is nice, has a hardcover. Do you like that? This one is This Week in Health IT. So probably something I got when I worked in the tech industry. And then at the back of these, I put in verses that kind of capture my attention, that I think I may want to use this as a verse of the month at some point. So I put those in the back. When I'm getting into a new month, I'm like, what verse do I want to use for this month? I can go in here and take a look at what those are and see if any of those kind of hit me for that month or not. And then lastly, I have my moon journal, and this one, I do have a plan with me for this one, and I will link that one up in the cards above and also put it in the description box below for you. And so I have information on all of the different phases of the moon and questions and journal thoughts that are in here, and what is happening in that phase of the moon, whether it's like self-care, a good affirmation for that time, the gemstone for that, the scent, a ritual, a prompt, things like that in here. And then I just do whatever that day is and journal about it. And I don't do this every day. And sometimes I take up a little space with some ephemera. And I am getting close to the end. Let's see, where am I in here? I am here, so I do not have much left in here. Yeah, I don't have much left in here. I have used most of it. I will probably need to start a new one. So I have a couple of options for my new moon journal. So let me show you what those are. So the first option is from this year's Archer and Olive Halloween box, and that is this one, which is beautiful, and it's the white dot grid pages for this one. I did have fun with the blackout paper of my other moon journal, but it might be nice to do a white page one this time. And then I also have this one, which I think would be amazing for a moon journal because, I mean, stunning. And then lastly was last year's Halloween box journal, and this one is stunning and I think would be amazing for a moon journal. Yeah, so what do you guys think? They're all just a little bit different, but they all have something to do with the moon. So let me know which one you think I should use for my moon journal for 2026. The crescent moon, the moon phases, or the blood red moon. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And then lastly, the most important journals of the year will be what I'm using for my bullet journal and my reading journal. So let's go ahead and go over the reading journal first. And it is this one here. So I'm going back to the square journal, which I'm actually excited about. I loved the ledger style journal that I used this year. And I did like the size as well, but I'm excited to get back into the square notebook. Plus this one, the binding did not last at all. And it definitely, like, yeah, you can do, it moves. Yeah, and it's coming apart in there, and yeah. It has been well loved and well used, and I loved it while I was using it, but I am glad to be moving on to a different one for 2026. And I'm so excited for this one. I love the cover of it, and that is my Raven journal for 2026, and it is going to be the white pages again. I don't know if I'd want to do a blackout for my reading journal. I have to think about that. I've done the blackout for my bullet journal before, but I've never done one for my reading journal. Very excited for this one, and I already have my Horror Bingo readathon printed off to put in here. But yeah, I'm so excited for this one. It is just stunning. I love it. And then for my bullet journal, currently using my snake in the white normal A5. I had the B5 for the first half of the year, but I'm excited to continue in the A5. I actually have matching bullet journals for the whole year. The covers are the same for both, but they're both just a little bit different. And I already have some really fun plans for themes for 2026. And that is the snake and the key design. And this is Archer and Olive. Again, it's the A5, but one of them is the white paper and the other is the blackout paper. And they both have the deckled edges, which in a journal, like a writing journal, I do like. In a book, like a reading book, I don't. But I do like them in this style of a notebook. So I'm excited about this. Although I know if I'm doing Dutch doors and things like that, I'm going to lose some of that, but I'm okay with that. So I am very excited for this, and it's stunning on the inside. Look at that. So pretty. And it's just the regular dot grid. And of course the standard pocket at the back, the 2 ribbon bookmarks, the pen loop, the band that goes around the front, which I don't use at all. I usually have it just at the back cover. And then when I'm done using it, then I do put it around for when I put it on my shelves for safekeeping and to look back upon and remember all the amazing times I had throughout the years. And then the blackout one, I am very excited because there wasn't a lot of black paper notebooks, and I've gotten some cool gel pens that I want to use that work great on blackout paper. I even have some blackout paper friendly brush pens. So I want to use those, and it's been a while since I've had a blackout notebook besides my moon journal. And yeah, oh, that is stunning too. I think I like this better on the black than I do on the white. What do you think? I mean, that's stunning, and I love that, but oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I like the black. I am very excited to start setting these up and getting all of my 2026 planning going on. So stay tuned because, you know, December is going to be full of 2026 planning content. So stay tuned for that. And what do you think? Which is your favorite notebook that I have in my planner lineup? Let me know down in the comments. And I would also love to find out, what journals do you use? So when you set up something for the new year, what are you setting up? Do you use a Filofax? Do you use a ring or disc journals? Do you use these kind of planners? Do you create your own, or do you get pre-printed planners? Let me know down in the comments. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far in the video, leave a raven emoji in the comments to let me know that you are here, or a key or a snake. Your pick. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other planning content. And until next time, keep planning. Bye!